Yo, so the enemy are targeting me indirectly through my phone through indirect and inadvertent ways. I talk about this a lot. Like most of my videos is about me being targeted by the enemy and me exposing them in real time as they're targeting me in real time through my phone through their satanic ways. So the enemy are only bad, only negative. They only deal with bad, negative stuff. So everything that's on the negative, bad side, there's a good side. There's a in between side where there's good and bad and good, but it's not just one or the other. You see what I mean? Good or bad. And then there's bad. They're only bad. Not all of them are bad. Not everyone who's a Satanist is all the way bad. The way their higher ups are on their side, but they deal with only bad. So mockery, extreme mockery, it depends on what level, because they're coming after me. So because of the level of truth that I'm on, I am the highest truther alive. Me, I am the highest of the truthers in a human body. I literally represent the truth in a human body. That's why my looks really don't matter to me too much. But now it starts to matter. Anyway, so like because of who I am, they target me to a level that's on God. Like they hate God, right? Whoever is God, they hate him. And I mean, so imagine the type of hate they gotta have to hate whoever embodies the will of God. You see what I mean? And that's me, not Jesus. The real Savior is here and it's gotta be alive. There's always like the real Savior has to be alive always in order for life to exist. So all of that Jesus is dead and he's coming back bullshit is not true. They made it up to keep people waiting and so that they don't take action on their own because they're not going to know what to do, obviously trusting on something that can't tell them the truth. You see what I mean? A lot of Christians do have it together, so they know about the spiritual warfare, the enemy doing it. They got it together. I'm not saying all of them don't know what to do, but the whole Jesus and Bible thing, a lot of it is the enemy created the Bible in the image of Jesus, but it was created from factual things. You see what I mean? From factual things that they do. So it does describe the enemy to a certain extent. Now, it doesn't describe everything about the enemy because then they wouldn't be able to exist. So they did it in a way so that they could have a chance. You see what I mean? And they exist amongst us. There's a lot of them amongst us who exist amongst us, millions of them, not just a few, millions of them. You see them out there, you grew up with them. It could be your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. You see what I mean? The president. Presidents by default gotta become members of an occultic society. Either Freemasonry, George Bush was part of the Skull and Bones. I just made a video on YouTube about that. I went live about that on YouTube. They're trying to make me weak right now, my back weak. So right now they're casting spells and saying commands right now in real time. Wilfredo is the image I see right now. Wilfredo's been targeting me with Freemasons a lot lately, and I like flu symptoms right now too. So they go and target me based off, like, they just say things sometimes and they said so many things that their spells, like, they work whatever which way to their views against me. You see what I mean? So if I think one way, their spells and their commands do another. You see what I mean? They go and create like imaginary systems and defense mechanisms and stuff like that so that they could defend themselves. And then literally you could feel something working against, like, I could feel it. So I know what I'm talking about. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of people know that the enemy's there, but they just don't know exactly what it's all about. They don't have all the answers. So they don't say anything because they know they're about to be targeted the moment they start talking. And it's like the enemy makes it well known that if you start talking about them, that they'll come after you. And a lot of people are scared for their families, full of fear and all this stuff. So they give in. You see what I mean? They don't talk about it. They just go into what their fear box or whatever their fear plays, and they just don't talk about it. You see what I mean? So like the enemy are hiding amongst us, and they're using the government technology, and they're united, and they created a network to target individuals and monitor people. So whenever there's something of interest that happens, they want to be there and be doing exactly what, or not even be there. They want to send their commands to be there. Like if they're there, but they're not there, but they're saying everything that goes to their advantage for them through their indirect, inadvertent ways. You see what I mean? Because they like to affect people inadvertently from within. You see what I mean? So from within is how they like to attack, but inadvertently through lies and deceptions. You see what I mean? So they create a bunch of illusions, lies, deceptions, and they assimilate them to whoever they want to affect. You see what I mean? With their illusion-based tactics, lies, deceptions, whatever, with their network. You see what I mean? So it's like they do it from their physical selves. They go within to where they start believing that they're in a fantasy to the point where they detach themselves from reality and they start to exist in a reality that's fake. You see what I mean? In a fantasy that's not even real, that's completely ungrounded from reality. See what I mean? And they do stuff completely like unrelated to what they want to do. You see what I mean? So if they want to like affect me from within, they gotta do a bunch of stuff that's unrelated to affecting me and put them together and then affect me from a certain type of like angle and stuff like that. Like they do it like Wilfredo, for example. He's my cousin. He grew up with me. He's the Antichrist, literally. He's the Antichrist. So I'm the messenger. I'm the real messenger. So they had to put someone in my family. My mom too is a devil worshiper, and a lot of individuals in my family are devil worshippers. I'm the good one, and they're bad. They were either recruited against me from a very young age, or they just sold their souls. It's just, however it went about it, right? However they went about it. And so they joined the bad side. They were on the bad side, whatever. And growing up, so my cousin Wilfredo, I knew that he was the Antichrist. I met him and I knew that, oh, you're right there. He's, I knew something was wrong. I knew like exactly who he was, what he was about, and all that stuff. And he was saying stuff like, oh, you're right there. But he was saying it backwards. Like if I'm right there, but I'm not me, that he's me, and I'm right there, but I'm not. You see what I mean? Like he was twisted. And I knew that he was saying, like I knew all of this stuff. From within I knew, but I wasn't physically connected all the way that I wanted to be with my inner self at the time while I was growing up. So a lot of things that the enemy were doing, I wasn't up on par with to defend myself for the days ahead. You see what I mean? So I could have done a lot of stuff straight to the point, way back to now. Hold up. I gotta make part 2 of this. Matter of fact, hold up. I might just post this on YouTube, so I'm just gonna run right through because I was gonna post this on Facebook, but I'd rather just post it on YouTube and have you guys see the whole video without having to watch parts of it. So so I wasn't fully connected with myself physically, with my internal self. You see what I mean? My inner self. So the enemy likes to do a lot of indirect stuff to affect from within. Like they literally having some effects with me, but it's through my phone. You see what I mean? My phone, technology and stuff, because technology has the ability to do a lot of stuff at the same time, like repeat a lot of words, like hundreds, thousands, millions of times. You see what I mean? And continuously and stuff like that. So their ways consist about repeating a lot of words, a lot of extraction. Like if they want to extract, like they've extracted some of my thoughts before by putting certain words in certain ways and collaging them with stuff that they want done. You see, like extracting like an image or video, or they go inspiring someone extracting something, or energies that coincide with what they want happening to me indirectly. You see what I mean? And they extracted some of my ideas, thoughts, or memories before what as even on my videos, as I'm making the video, they've done it to the point where they either they slid it away, or they literally faded away as I'm talking. And I'm over here talking about something. I'm about to connect what I said with something else that I'm talking about, and create one of those full circles type of sensations and stuff like that. And what I'm talking about, like what I spoke about and what I'm talking about, You know, like what I spoke about is being faded as I'm talking about what I'm talking about before I connected to what I wanted to talk about before. You see what I mean? So they go and targeted the idea, because it's like brain-based targeting, psychological targeting that they're doing. I mean, it's based off technology. It's because of technology they've been able to do most of this. You see what I mean? Because they go and connect with technology. Like if they're using the internet, but it's because of, like, let's say my phone has low bandwidth, low internet connection. You see what I mean? It's not exact. It doesn't do it exact the way it's supposed to be. If I was exact, they wouldn't be able to do most of the stuff that they were able to do. You see what I mean? So they work through the lack of connection in the internet, and they go and create this confusion. Like if they could wield the confusion energies and inconsistent energies from the internet and stuff like that, so that they could go and siphon their energies at me inadvertently from within, in that through indirect ways. You see what I mean? So they go in and collage but you see, they predicted that I was going to use that word collage. So when I said it right now, it felt weak, back weakness. So they inserted things when they said, oh, he'll say the word collage, and they inserted a bunch of, they did that. You see, earlier when I was saying stuff, I was going to say the word collage, and I didn't say it. I went another way because I knew that they were going to do this. You see what I mean? So they went in and put a bunch of stuff in the word collage. They cursed it in a bunch of different ways, so that when I said it, now, like right now, when I said it, collage, they collage a bunch of stuff and make believe like if they're affecting me. It's like a way of coming at me directly, but through indirect ways. You see what I'm, because they're directing it at me, but through indirect ways. You see what I mean? I know exactly what I'm talking about. So they go and direct their hate at me, their malicious intentions at me through indirect ways, inadvertent ways. So they go and it's like they're facing that way, but they're meaning to affect me by what they're doing this way. You see what I mean? That is, there's a lot of ways to explain this that you can understand, and these are a few. I'm giving you the straight to the point explanations that there's no way to refute it. Anyone refuting what I'm telling you is the enemy. Whether they're directly implicated or being used, or they just so stupid and dumb that they can't get it or stuff like that, brainwashed. Because there are those types. There's the types that do it willingly, and there's the types that are being manipulated and do it from ignorance and stuff like that. You see what I mean? So there's those types of enemies. The ones that are willing, and the ones that are unwilling. You see what I mean? That they do it, but it's because they're being brainwashed or manipulated, controlled, or talking about lowering my energy. So they're feeling low and they're trying to redirect that back to me, and I just exposed it right now. So they were feeling low on energy and they were redirecting it back to me, like if I'm the one who's supposed to be feeling low and not them. There's times when I make them feel hot, I'm making them feel the heat, and they start sweating. Oh, it's getting hot, and they go and redirect the energies back at me, and then they make it seem like if I'm the one who's supposed to feel hot, and I start feeling the effects. There's times when I start to feel hot, and I start to break into a sweat, because of what the enemy, because mockery, copycatting, indirections, they deal with everything that's bad, everything that's negative, everything that you know about the devil, bad, bad, bad. That's the only thing they deal with. So imagine a group of professional devil worshippers, and all they do is just spy on people and keep track of certain individuals, so that if they start talking truth, they focus on them. They put their spy grid on them, and they try to come up with whatever targeting methods that they could create to make their lives a living hell or miserable if they can. Now, I'm not saying that they always are successful, but they go and target people based on who they are, how they live, the way, yeah, they try. If the individual is happy and has a family environment and they're good and stuff like that, and they're not satanic, and and most of their families are good or whatever the case is, and they, because we could defend ourselves without having to do it just because we're good. You see what I mean? So if they could do something, sometimes they go and see if they could sink their hooks in there and create something out of it. Sometimes it doesn't work. So I'm saying that they could target people. Sometimes they'll try to target people, but they're not always successful. You see what I mean? They can't do it to everyone, and they can't do it to everyone the same way because everyone works differently. You see what I mean? So this is a perfect explanation that I'm giving you for you to understand how the satanic side works. And they have members from the government sector structure side level to the street level side structure sector area. You see what I mean? So I could say it in a lot of different ways to explain it that are exact with what's going on, to explain, to make you understand how the enemy are like. You see what I mean? Confusion. They're trying to put confusion into me to confuse you and to confuse whoever comes to watch the video and stuff like that. So they're literally put confusion right here, and I could feel it like if they directed it to my back. So they did it through a simulation. They go and create a simulated environment of me, and like if they could affect me through an image of me, and they go and make, and they like playing with inner energies. Like if there's inner energies to everything, I have inner energies to me and frequencies and stuff like that. And like if they could go and interact with my inner energies and extract it from me and then play with my image because I'm not defending myself. You see, like the way, like what I told you before. And they're targeting me to the biggest. I'm the big, like the way they're targeting me is, and I mean, it's not that bad compared to others that they've done it to, because of who I am and my level of comprehension and stuff like that. But they could get annoying sometimes to the point where I've become annoyed and even upset because they deal with pure hate, only hate, all the way hate. There's nothing inside of them. There's no joy. Their joy comes from making people miserable. So if they ever feel any joys from making people going crazy and stuff like that's the only way they feel joy and happiness. You see what I mean? From deceiving people, lying to people and stuff like that. They're devil worshippers. They're devils. They're literal. They're the embodiment of what a devil is in human bodies, and they exist amongst us. There are millions of them in society amongst us that do this type of stuff to people. You know about this stuff. You know about this stuff. There's people that you've met. You see, right now there's this energy of continuation that if I stop the energy and stuff like that, they put curses so that if I do certain things happen, certain things go into action, into motion, come into motion, and start to affect. Like if right now, like if I slow down in the energy that I'm going with, you see what I mean? Like, cause I feel it. And right now, because I said it, there's continuation. So sometimes when I say it, they go and take what I say out of context and put it into effect inadvertently against me. Like just now, they did it. Exactly what I just told you, they did it. Even though they were doing it already, they go and do it like, oh, that's what we're doing. But they were doing it already. You see what I mean? There's stuff that I exposed that they were already doing. And they go, instead of the energy dying away, because they're exposed, once you expose the enemy's tactics, the energy is supposed to be, collapse and completely be destroyed and fall apart and stuff like that. So what they do is they do it in another way. They look for any other way that they could keep going forward through their inverted and indirect ways. Right now they're right now they're ignorant because they don't want to hear what I'm saying. And some of the stuff that I say will completely destroy them within. You see what I mean? So they go into a blank zone where they don't even hear me. So when I say stuff that's relevant to what, that will destroy them or hurt them or in a way make them feel negative, that they won't have the type of energy they need to continue, they go into a blank zone where they're completely disassociated from even remotely listening to what I'm saying. And even if they listen, it's like they listen, but they're not, they go and come up with ways so that they completely are numb to the sensations of feeling what I'm making of, but it doesn't always work. You see what I mean? So even if they do, that was them right there, interacting with my intestinal gases right now. They did that too, by the way. So that to tell you some of the stuff that they're able to do, you see what I mean? They're terrorists. We're dealing with terrorists. So even if they're able to do that and go into those type of places, I can still hurt them. I still hurt them, and I completely devastate them. I said devastate. You see, I was saying it in a way because they're there, putting emphasis on me, and they're trying to come up with something, and they can't, because I'm on a level that I'm way too beyond, and they go and try to capitalize off any weakness that I have. You see what I mean? So yeah, I devastate them. So like they try to like capitalize off any weakness that I have and try to make something of it, and try to like make themselves superior to me, even though they're inferior. You see what I mean? The lies and deceptions, mockery, copycatting, and doing it inadvertently. Like they do this strategy where they project back at me my mind, but inadvertently, like if, and plus their tricks and shit added to it. Like if, you know, they're doing things opposite to what I'm thinking, and like if I'm thinking one way, they'll go and do like a whole bunch of stuff that goes against me. You see what I mean? To try to keep me suppressed and stuff like that, and from excelling and from going above their targeting system. You see what I mean? So they're doing it in a lot of different ways, yo. This video is very important. You should go and tell others about it. Now, look right there. The moment I said it, they're right there seeing if you're about to go do that, so that they could go and reach the people that you're about to. They want to be ahead. They want to be ahead as many steps as they can through their innovative ways. So before I'm about to do something, they want to be there doing what their hateful shit before I even get there. So before I even reach you and you're watching my video, they want to go and reach you before you watch my videos and distract you from watching my videos. You see what I mean? They're completely fucked up. They're completely twisted. Their level of hate is on match, on parallel with anything that anyone from my side could accomplish. Now, we could go into a level of hate that's way higher, because once you know what the fuck they've been up to and everything they did, and even to you and stuff like that, your level of hate will skyrocket to where because they got fake hate for us. They gotta do what they do because they're hateful. They're already like that. They're hateful and they're only bad. So they gotta do hateful shit, but not because they have any reason to do it. You see what I mean? Now, I got real hate for them, and my hate is real, so they don't like it. They would like to go and extract the essence from my hate so that it's empty and it's not the way it's supposed to be when I direct it back at them. You see, I know exactly how to play the game. I know how to beat them at their game, so they can't beat me with their indirect way. So they gotta wait for me They gotta wait for me to be here minding my business or feeling weak, not being completely 100 in fighting and stuff like that, defending myself and stuff like that, so that they could go and do it. You see what I mean? So if you're not in the know, sometimes they go in the know, even though they're not about knowing, they go in the know and try to use it against you. If not try, they'll do it. They'll go and use the knowing, but like I said, it doesn't always work. It depends who they're doing it to. So me, because I'm all about knowing the truth, positivity, they go into places that are like that, but inverted. You see what I mean? Completely backwards to what it's supposed to be. So they don't go in the know. They go into a place that's opposite to knowing. They even go and create angels that are not angels, angels of malice. That's impossible. You can't create something that is good, but is bad. Because good is good, bad is bad. Their angels are angels, devils are devils. So what it is a devil of malice, but they masqueraded as something good. They go and create an angel of deceptions, right? Like right now, they're emulating an image that came over here from down here. So they directed over here, and the image goes over here. And what you saw was an angel of deceptions that they want you to believe that is there, or want me or whoever they directed it to. They wanted me to believe that there's an angel of deceptions here, and that if I give it any relevance at all, that is there and is doing it, because I gave it even a beep. Even if I peeped there, they want it to be exactly what they want it to be. But it's not, because lies are lies and the truth is the truth. You see what I mean? So they go and create angels of deceptions to follow me, and what it is the computer emulating the sensation and the idea of what an angel of deception would be from their point of view, which is a devil of deception, a demon. You see what I mean? Which is not true. What it is really bad individuals who use malice to as a way to progress and move forward, you know what I'm saying, through. I know everything about them. I know exactly how they are. They cannot stop me. They cannot beat me. So they gotta act like it, like if they beat me, like if I'm it's nothing. We can just do whatever we want. They gotta act like it because they can't do it. They're not about doing. They gotta act like if what they're emulating, projecting their lies, like if their lies are true, because they're about lies and deceptions. They can't do what they're projecting. Now, some of the things that I felt like they affected me through their ways in some, but it's really the computer emulating like sensations and directing certain like sensations at me, the heat and stuff like that. It is based off like agitation, like if you agitate something a lot and it becomes hot. You see what I mean? So they go and direct the energies of certain things that have affected me, but they don't affect me if I'm in a certain type of level of knowledge, of self-awareness and stuff. You see what I mean? So they wait for me to be at a certain type of, like if I'm on ignorance or some kind of like distraction, I'm distracted watching YouTube videos and I'm not fully protecting myself. They go take that as a way, as a right away for them to attack me because I'm not completely, devastating them, destroying them, whatever all the words that go perfectly what I'm saying. See what I mean? So they take any type of weakness as some kind of like right away for them to do what they want, that what they would like to be done through their indirect and inverted ways. You see what I mean? So anyways, stay tuned. Keep watching my videos. Spread the word. I don't have to tell you leave a like and subscribe. That's common sense. The enemy are amongst us and we got to eliminate them. They really act tough like they're big and bad, but they're not. Don't listen to anyone that the government has the guns, they got missiles. Don't listen to any of that because they're scared shitless that if we unite, there's nothing they could do. We just go and get them with complete, absolute confidence that it could be done, that it will be done because we could do it and we will do it. So anyways, follow me. I'm the real messenger of truth, all right?